Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name, after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
Okay, and then just to set up, just make sure your space is clear for a second. We'll start with just our usual warm-up. So we're just going to start with our light and gentle twists. Let your feet pivot, let your knees and hips move, let your back move. And then do that kind of like check in here, just kind of notice how does your back feel, since we are going to use our back on the foam roller and ask it to do a little bit of stability work. Then we just want to make sure things are feeling good. All right, take one more twist from side to side and then just take it into some nice big side bends, reaching up and over. All right, one more side bend each way and then take it into your forward reaches. One more forward reach and then bring it back in, take it right into some big giant hip circles. Awesome, and then hip circles the other way. Nice, one more circle around and then just take it into some nice knee bends, bend and straighten. One more bend and straighten, then if you like, take them into some little circles, circle in one direction. Circle the other way. All right, and then come on up, twinkle your fingers, pedal out your feet, move your wrists just a little bit. Maybe move your wrists the other way. One more twinkle, one more pedal, one more little wiggle, and then give everything one last little wiggle and a shake. And then we're going to go long spine on the roller. So you're going to set your roller down on the ground. We're going to be long spine, and then you'll want your hand weights one off to each side just so that you can easily grab them without too much stress or strain. And we're going to go tailbone and head on the roller. So we want to make sure that that full back line is on the roller and supported. And then once you've got your way there, you're going to step your feet nice and wide. And since the first one is chest press, for me, chest press, I can do a pretty good heavy weight. So go ahead and grab the heaviest weights that you like. And then we're just going to go a nice wide position with the elbows. So push up towards the ceiling. Elbows are going to come out nice and wide. And then we're just going to take our time here. We want to make sure our feet are nice and solid on the ground. Our back is nice and anchored on the roller. Press up towards the ceiling, come down with control. Elbows can touch down to the ground or at least go past your chest if that feels comfortable, but you're only going to position yourself in a way that you feel strong and feel good in your body. Doing the chest press on the roller does call upon the core muscles to stabilize us a little bit more. So your feet are probably going to feel like they're gently pressing into the floor. Your back is going to feel like it's pressing down into the roller. Your core muscles might feel like they're kicked on just a little bit. And time. Nicely done. All right. If you want to switch, you're going to switch over to your lighter weights and we're going to take it into our chest fly. So for chest fly, we meet in the center, keep a nice bent elbow position, palms facing in. We open the arms out like a big gigantic hug and then bring them back in. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Same thing here. We're going to keep our feet solid on the ground. We're going to keep our belly firm and our back pressing into the roller. So we want to feel like we're stabilizing our center. Open the arms wide, come back in with control. And time. Nicely done. Okay, we're going to set the weights down. We're going to stay on that long spine roller, but now we're going to take it into alternating toe taps. So now our hands are going to help stabilize us. So you're going to float your legs up into that reverse tabletop position, and then we're going to start our alternating toe taps here. So now we're really calling on the core muscles and hip flexor muscles to do some work. Upper body is just going to position so that you feel stable. So arms wherever you like them to be so that they're strong and helping support you on the roller. And then we just lever the legs. Thigh moves away from the heart space. We keep a nice 90-degree bend with the knees. For this work here, some of us are going to feel a little bit better to press the low back into the roller. And then some of us might feel better to have like the slight natural curve of the back. So for this one, you just position your back where you feel the strongest. And time. Nice job. Okay, set your feet down. We're going to roll off to one side, but go nice and slow and controlled, just so you don't flop yourself around too much. And then we're going to take the foam roller, and now it's going to come out in front of the body underneath the feet. So now we're going to do some hip bridges, but they're going to work the hamstrings just a little bit more than we typically do. This is going to be one of those places too that if you want the looping resistance band, you can put it up around your thighs or underneath the knee joint. So feet on the roller. And I would say probably for the first round, go without your weights just to see how that feels. And then if you're like, that's not enough work, then you might load up your hip points. But we got 1 minute on the clock. Feet on the roller, lift your hips up away from the ground, lower back down with control. If you like doing that breath work, you'll exhale as you lift up and inhale as you lower. 10 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, the next time your hips settle down to the ground, pop your legs up and over the roller. And then here's where you're going to just choose your own adventure. So for some of us, it's just going to be V-sit, reach, and touch. For some of us, it might feel interesting to put the roller underneath your feet. And then as you reach and touch, the opposite foot's going to glide out, come back in, switch that work to the other side. So opposite leg glides out. So that's going to be like a coordination thing. If that doesn't feel good, or if it feels a little bit too loosey goosey, then you're going to leave that foot part out and just be in your V sit, twist and reach. Options to grab a hand weight and add a little bit of weight and resistance to the upper body if that feels good. But all options available and everything is your choice. Five seconds left. And time. Nicely done. All right, walk that roller in underneath your legs. Now we're going to pop our butt up and over the roller. So you're going to sit your butt onto the roller. The next one is going to be tricep dips. So if your shoulders don't love the tricep dip from the roller, then you're just going to sit in a comfortable position and it'll be more tricep extensions in an upright seated position. If hands on the roller feels good and your shoulders don't mind the work, then you're just going to lift your butt up and you're going to be in front of the roller, butt touches down, and then come back up. So you're going to find the work here that makes the most sense to you. If you start chugging along and your shoulders are like, hey, I do not care for this at all, then you're going to readjust, sit on your roller, grab your hand weights, do your tricep extensions there. Nice controlled movement. Five seconds left. And time. Nicely done. All right, set your butt down on the roller or set it down on the ground. Totally up to you. Give your wrists a little twinkle. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Grab a sip of water. That is the end of our first set. And then we have two more to go. And then check in and ask yourself, did the weights feel good? Do you want to get a little heavier? Do you want to go a little bit lighter? That'll be totally up to you. Do you want to grab your looping resistance band and throw that around your thighs? And then once you've had your sip of water, reset your roller because we're going back to that long spine position. And then tune in here for a moment and ask yourself, did the roller feel too much? Did it feel unstable? Do you need to leave that part off? Or does it feel good to get that little bit of challenge? If you're on the roller, take your time, come on down. Grab the hand weights that are going to be the best for your chest press. Make sure the roller feels like it's lined up along your spine. Grab your hand weights. We got 1 minute on the clock. Nice wide elbows. Press up towards the ceiling. Lower with control. Slow, steady work here. Feet nice and wide. Core muscles working to help support and stabilize you on the roller. If you like that breath work, you exhale as you press the weights up towards the ceiling and inhale as you lower them slow. And time. Nicely done. All right, we're switching over to our chest flies. So switch your weights if you're switching around. Grab your lighter weights if that feels like the right way to go. Stay in that long spine position, palms facing in, nice bend in the elbows, open your arms into that hug, and then come back in with control. And time. Beautiful. Okay, set your weights down. We're taking it right into those alternating toe taps. Now, option here, if that felt too unstable to be in that reverse tabletop position, then alternating toe taps from the ground are going to be where it's at. If it feels good to lift up into that reverse table, then legs stay up there and we alternate here. We want to make sure our back feels strong and stable. Arms wherever they plant or position themselves so that it's helping support the upper body so we're not rocking and rolling all over the place. And then once you've got that going on, just find a nice, steady, even pace. And time. Nicely done. Okay, both feet on the ground, slow and careful. Roll your way off to one side. Take your time as you roll off your roller. And then we're swinging that roller around so it's in front of the body, underneath the feet, back to our hip bridge here. Now, if it felt like it was asking too much of the hamstrings, you might choose to keep your feet on the ground. You can also loop up your resistance band, get as much work here as you want to. So the work that you apply is going to be totally up to you. Feet on the roller if that feels safe and comfortable. And then away we go. Lift your hips up, lower with control. Variations for arm position, if you want just a little something different, you can go arms alongside your body, palms facing up. You can go arms up towards the ceiling. That's going to challenge the bottom half of the body a little bit more. Arms up above your head might feel comfortable to the shoulders, but still going to challenge the bottom half of the body a little bit more. So find the depth of work here that you like. Breath work can be applied. Exhale as you lift up, inhale as you release back down. And time. Nicely done. Okay, we're coming up for our V sit. So feet on the roller or feet on the ground, that's going to be totally up to you. Hand weights or no hand weights, also totally up to you, but we're leaning back into that V sit. We twist and reach, adding that opposite foot if you want that little bit of extra coordination, but only if all of that feels good. We got 1 minute on the clock. Do the work at your pace. For this one, if you're calling upon that breath work, it's the exhale as you twist and reach, inhale as you come through center. And time. Nicely done. All right, last step, we're in that tricep dip. So walk that roller in, pop your butt up onto the roller, and then take a second just to kind of give your shoulders a little wiggle, ask them how they're feeling about the work. If the tricep dips on the roller felt good, then away we go. If your shoulders think it would be better, you're going to sit upright and do your tricep extensions in the upright seat. So you're going to ask your shoulders what they want and then give your body the rest of the work that it needs. 10 seconds left. All right, either settle your butt onto the ground or settle it onto the roller. Take a second to give your wrists and your fingers a little twinkle. And then once you've twinkled out your fingers and wrists just enough, grab one last sip of water. We got one more set to go. All right, last set. So we're setting up for that long spine work, and then just ask yourself, how's your body feeling? Does it want a little bit more? Does it want a little bit of less? There's no right or wrong. And if the foam roller at this point feels like it's providing too much of a challenge, you can always leave that part off as well. So all add-ons are just to your taste. Find your way down onto your back. Grab the hand weights that would feel appropriate for this last round. Heavy if you've got that challenge in you, light if that's not there for you anymore. Nice wide elbow position. Press up towards the ceiling, lower with control. And time. Nice job. All right, we're switching over to light weights for those chest flies. So, or I should say, switch over to the weights that feel best to you, which may include the heavier weights. Palms facing in, nice bend in the elbows, open out into that hug, come back in with control. We got 1 minute on the clock. Do the work at your pace with the depth of weight or heaviness of weight that feels just right to you at this point. And time. Nice job. All right, we're moving right on to our alternating toe taps. So ask yourself what's going to feel good. Both feet on the ground, one leg at a time. Both feet up in the air, one leg at a time. Totally up to you. Hands positioned so that you feel supported through the upper body. Find your shape, and then away we go. Nice, even, steady pace. And time. Nicely done. All right, set both feet down. But before we come around for our hip bridge position, take a moment to just come into those open palm T arms. So arms out at your sides, palms facing up. Let the backs of your hands touch the ground. Let your shoulder blades kind of snuggle around the roller. And then take 3 to 5 nice, big, expansive breaths into the rib cage. So think about breathing down to the bottom of your rib cage. Exhale as slow as you can. One more breath. All right, and then when you're ready, roll off to one side. Take your time, nice and slow, carefully roll off your roller, and then we're spinning it around so that it's underneath our feet. Finding our way to that hip bridge position. Ask yourself here, does the looping resistance band want to give you that last bit of challenge? Hand weights on the hip points, totally up to you. Or is it going to feel better to have arms alongside your body? Palms facing up, palms facing down, arms up in front of your chest or arms over your head. That'll be totally up to you. You'll find the position of the body that feels just right. We got 1 minute on the clock. Lift your hips up, lower with control. And time. Nicely done. All right, we're taking it to that V-sit with the twist and reach. So sit yourself on up, feet on the roller, feet off the roller, totally up. I don't know what is making that noise. There's some strange noise coming from my computer. Hopefully it's not on your end as well. All right, so feet on the roller or feet off the roller, totally up to you, but we got that V-sit with the reach and twist. So lean back, find that V-sit, twist and reach, opposite foot if that feels good. We got 1 minute on the clock. Do the work at your pace and at the depth that feels right at this point. And time. Nicely done. All right, walk that roller in. We're popping our butt up and over. And then last round of those tricep dips. So ask yourself, how do your shoulders feel? How do your arms feel? Does everything feel good? Would an extension feel good in that upright seat, or does it feel good to take those dips for one last round? Your choice, which path you choose. Bend your elbows, dip your butt down, push firm and come back up. Ten seconds left. All right, if you can, settle your butt down in front of your roller, and then just, if your weights are kind of around you, just clear them out so you have a little bit of space to roll. We're gonna do our stretch before we take our sip of water. So clear your weights just enough, and then once you've got that roller behind you, we're gonna hug it up nice and tight towards the low back, clip your elbows over the roller, lean back into it just a little bit, and take some light windshield wipers with your knees. One more light little windshield wiper, and then we're gonna roll over to one side. So you're gonna stay close to that low back area, but now we're low back side body. And then once you're there, lift your butt up and do a couple of gentle rolls. All right, one more little roll up and down here, and then come through center. Keep it tight against that low back area. Roll over to the other side. So we're low back side body, but we're using our arms and our legs to help support. So we're not dropping too much weight in that unsupported area. And then just roll up and down a few times. All right, one more roll up and down, and then come through center. But now we're going to reposition the roller so that it's up under that shoulder blade area. So bottom of the bra line, shoulder blade area. Once you're there, hands behind the head, lean back over your roller. Exhale, do a little crunch to come up. Inhale, lean back over your roller. Exhale, a little crunch to come up. Inhale, lean back over your roller. Stay there. Take an extra cycle of breath if you can. On your next exhale, do that little crunch to come up, but then push into your feet, lift your butt up, and then we're going to roll 1 or 2 inches. So we're going to stay in that bottom portion of the work that we're doing. All right, and then come up to the top of that roll, set your butt down, lean over the roller, do a little crunch to come up, lean over the roller, do a little crunch to come up, lean over the roller, stay there, take an extra cycle of breath. On your next exhale, do a little crunch to come up and then lift your butt up. And now we're going to do the two portions of the roll. So underneath the shoulder blade, bra line area, up to the top of your roll. All right, one more roll up and down, and then we're going to come up a little bit higher. Set your butt down. So now we're up in that upper portion of the shoulder blade area. Drop over the roller. Do a little crunch to come up. Lean over the roller. Do a little crunch to come up. Lean over the roller. Stay there. Take an extra breath. On your next exhale, do a little crunch to come up. And now we're going to do full length. So we're going to go underneath that bra line shoulder blade area all the way up to the tops of the shoulders, but go nice and slow and controlled. Beautiful. One more roll up and down, and then roll to the bottom portion of that roll. Find the roller, support yourself to come up, and then we're going to pop our butt right up onto the roller and then take it into those big rolls from side to side. So you're going to go side of the glutes to side of the glutes. Okay, now the next time you roll over to the right side, stay there, take a couple of good generous rolls up and down. One more nice generous roll up and down, and then when you're ready, take it over and across to the other side. And then once you're there, nice generous rolls up and down. Nice. One more nice generous roll up and down. And then we're going to come through center, but we're going to pop the butt over the roller, and the roller is going to come behind the hamstring muscles. And then we're going to pull it up as tight as we can towards the back of the thighs where the thigh meets the butt. And then you're just going to do a little windshield wiper action. So we're going to keep a firm handhold. So we're pulling it against the backs of the thighs. Swish your knees a little side to side. One more little swish side to side, and then we're going to move it on down a little bit. So you're going to roll forward about an inch or two, hold it on nice and tight, and then swish your knees a little side to side. One more little swish from side to side, and we're going to move it on down again. So move it down about an inch or two, hold on firm, swish your knees side to side. One more swish side to side, and then move it on down one last time. So now you're getting a little bit close to the knee joint, hold on firm, swish your knees a little side to side. You might get less range of motion here just because of the height of your roller compared to the height of your knees. All right, now we're going to move it under the knee joint. So underneath the bend of the knees, and then the hands on tops of the knees, and just smush your knees around. Smush in gentle circles, smush in one direction. Smush the other way. Awesome. And then we're going to move it on down. So now you're going to be, let's say we'll call the calf muscle divided into 3 quadrants. So we'll say top is 1, middle is 2, bottom is 3. So we're going to stay in upper quadrant number 1. You're just going to swish your knees a little side to side. All right, now we're going to move it on down to quadrant number 2. So find that middle spot and then swish your knees from side to side. Awesome. And now we're going to move it on down to quadrant number 3. So move it down to that lower portion and then swish your legs from side to side. One more little swish from side to side, and then move that roller back underneath the bend of your knees. And then once you've got the roller underneath the bend of your knees, take a nice big breath, reach up and over, exhale, reach towards your feet. So find a fold that feels good. We want to feel like there's like maybe a little stretch in the low back. And then once you've got that, we're going to breathe into the back of the rib cage. So take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. 2 more breaths, breathing into the back of the rib cage best you can. Nice. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully come up and out of that fold. Send that roller out in front of you, and we're just going to come up to a standing position. So if you want to, leave that foam roller on the ground, take a moment to find your way up to standing, and then just take a nice big breath. Reach up and just stretch, 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 stretch everything up towards the sky. And then once you've stretched everything up as far as you can up towards the sky, bend your knees more than you think you need to. Push your butt back, fold down towards the roller. Let your hands find the roller. Take a breath. If a little steamroll to the tops of the feet would be good, go ahead and steamroll them out. One more little steamroll to the tops of the feet, and then leave that roller on the ground. Bend your knees more than you think you need to. Pull your abdominal muscles in, roll your way up to standing. Take your time as you roll your way up. And then once you're up, just take a couple of shruggy rolls of the shoulders, because we did do a lot of upper body work today. So make sure everything feels good. Judy, you are amazing. Nice job today.